I need a dram, and you know what that means? It means it's Dram Buster time. So stay tuned to see what's on offer today and if I recommend it as a buy, try or deny. What's up, folks? Thanks for tuning in and welcome to Whiskey Straight with me, Big Al, and in particular another episode in my Dram Buster series. Today I am off to the lovely land of Sweden, home of many fine things, and that includes the great guy Frederick, aka the Whiskey Pilgrim. But is this Mackmyra Appelblom that I'm looking at today worthy of being called another fine thing? Well, let's take a look and see. Now, this is part of my Dram Team subscription, and I'll pop a link to those guys down below. Now, Appelbom is a single malt. It's bottled at 46.1% ABV, and the price in the UK is in anywhere between like the sort of mid 40s to the high 50 quid range, depending on where you look. It's quite a lot for an unaged statement of whiskey, but there's been a lot of publicity out there at the moment with Mackmyra. They've got a lot of expressions out, and this one is part of their season range, and it has been matured in a series of Calvados, New American Oak and bourbon casks. So if we take a look at the information card that came with the sample, it says Appelblom is a very unusual whiskey, and they go to somewhat great lengths here to particularly highlight its former Calvados cask finish. Now, if you don't know what Calvados is, it's an apple or sometimes pear brandy that is synonymous with the Normandy region of France, and in this case the producer is Christian Drouin, quite high end I am led to believe, and it says here that the apple notes really stand out in this excellent collaboration. So how will that translate into the nosing experience? Well, it says here, fruity, lightly floral with vanilla notes from bourbon and New American Oak casks, toffee, toasted oak and cedar, with tones of apple, pear and lemon. Well, let's see what I get and if any of that matches up. Sláinte. Immediately it's very fruity. Loads of pear enriched with vanilla. It's actually a very rich and inviting combination. Very, very striking indeed. I'm really loving this initial nosing. It really is inviting. It really is what they say on this first nosing experience. Pretty unusual, pretty different. Now here comes out a wee bit of toffee. The toffee's getting stronger. And then there's some hazelnut there as well. And I think here comes a pussycat too. There's one behind me as well. Now I'm getting a wee bit of apple that wasn't apparent in the first few nosings. It comes through a wee bit more. It's a wee bit subdued at the start. It's a wee bit sugary, but then it becomes a wee bit more sweet apple. And it does really combine nicely with those other notes of the vanilla, the pear, the oak. And there's a nice richness about it, like it's like a sugary, a mix of white and demerara sugar to go along with it. And it's not a floral sort of binding note that I'm getting there, but it's something very, very similar that I just can't put my finger on. Somewhere in between floral and fruity. It's just binding it all nicely together. This is a really, really nice nose. So inviting. So let's get right on into the palate and see how it fares there. Sláinte. So it says here, again, fruity, spicy apple, ripe pear and lemon, fine spicy flavours of vanilla, cedarwood, aniseed, almond toffee, white pepper and ginger. Let's give it a whirl. Whoa, first thing it hits, spiced toffee apple. There's a nice caramel richness with it there too. It's like a caramelized pear. The spiciness, there's a nice zing there of ginger, but it's not overpowering. It's really complimentary. And that second sip, the spiciness comes through a wee bit more. The ginger's got a bit more of a kick to it. There's a bit of pepper in there, but it's got a lovely malty mouth coating feel to it. It's velvety. That zing stays in there. Now here comes the vanilla, a bit of oak. Really, really nice this. Hazelnut again. And then that spiciness dies down from the ginger and becomes a wee bit more of a mixed spice, a wee bit more of a mixed bag of flavours, but really, really nice. I'm very impressed with this, I have to say. And now as it develops on the palate, the front, centre to the rear, it gets a wee bit darker. There's rich toffee, a wee bit of like strong black coffee, licorice as well, but the licorice has a bit of sweetness to it as well. And that sort of lifts it up a wee bit from the darkness of the dark coffee. And here comes a wee bit of just a hint of salted caramel. I have to say now, yes, this is what it says here, a quite unusual whiskey in a way. There's a lot going on here. The nose from this sample is just really fantastic. Beautiful nose, really love it. And then on the palate, it just has so many different layers. And I have to say, this has really surprised me because I wasn't really expecting to like this as much as I do. So for me, it's definitely a buy. In fact, I'm going to have to go and buy a bottle of this. I really do like it, and I would really like to try this again when I get down through a bottle a bit, let it oxidize and open up and see how it changes, how it develops and what kind of score I would give it. But based on this sample, yeah, this is a buy all day long. Really, really nice. Surprisingly so. God, I wish there was more of this left. There you go. You always have to approach these things with an open mind. Bye. That's it for now. Thanks again for your support. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to my new subscribers. Thanks for coming on board. Jump right in. Take part. Say hi to all the other guys. Let me know your thoughts. And usual guys, old hands. I don't mean you're as old as me or as looking as old as me, but my long-standing subscribers, I'll put it like that, it might be better. Thanks for sticking around. In this mad crazy world we live in, make sure you all look after yourselves, look after each other, and you know, as I always say, you go on drinking your whiskey the way you like it.